Hey everybody, I'm Daryl and this is Andrea, and welcome to Conversations at the Rock Bar. We're the owners of Southwest Artist Group, an entertainment management company, and we decided to put this little online video showcase together because of the pandemic. Nobody can go anywhere, nobody can see any live music. We've got a lot of friends that are in the business.
Yes, we do. And what we're going to be doing each week, we're going to take some of our friends and we're just going to talk to them. Anybody that's in the entertainment industry, what that means, that could be a band member, it could be an author, it could be a bartender.
Yes, and speaking of bartenders, because we are in the Rock Bar, as we are talking with the celebrity of the week, so to speak, we find out what their favorite drink is, and then our in-house bartender Andrea, will make the drink on camera for you. We'll give you all the ingredients and tell you exactly how to make it.
Absolutely. So if you like what we're doing, if you want to learn more about us, like us, hit subscribe just in the bottom right hand corner. Just click on our logo and subscribe to that and learn more about us. And if that's it, I think we're ready to rock.
Yeah, so I'm going to step out of the bar, let Andrea do her thing, because we've got a great act for you this time.
Absolutely. Hey everybody, welcome to the Rock Bar. Pull up a stool and we're going to get making a special drink for you tonight. We're going to be talking to the Earps, and the lead singer Kevin McGregor's favorite drink is the White Russian, so we're going to be making that tonight. The ingredients are right here, so if you have them in your pantry at the current moment and you're over 21 years old, feel free to make it with us. All right, so we're going to start out with a glass of ice. Simple enough, right? All right, then we're going to have some vodka. You can use any vodka you want. We're going to be using the Underground vodka from our friends at the Mom Museum. Shout out to them. We love them. So we're going to be using that. You need some coffee liqueur. We're going to be using Kahlua, just because we prefer Kahlua. And some heavy cream to top it off. All right, so you're going to want to add 2 ounces of vodka. Splash that in there. 1 ounce of Kahlua or the coffee liqueur of your choice. We're going to use a little bit more just because I like Kahlua. Alright, Kahlua in. And then by no means am I a professional bartender, but I'm going to do a cool trick for you. So we're going to do just a splash of the heavy cream over the spoon, just so it's evenly distributed on the glass. Alright, just a, whoops, spilled onto the bar. Alright. Quick splash of that, circle it around just a little bit to mix it up. And there you have it, the White Russian. Delicious. So settle into your bar stools, drink your drink, and enjoy the conversation.
All right, so this is our entertainment interview segment here on Conversations at the Rock Bar, and we are with our client, our friends, our amigos, and they've been locked down for a long time. We've been locked down, so we wanted to check in with them and see how they're doing and see what's going on. This is the Earps. Hey guys.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Well, we're doing as well as everybody else.
How are you guys
Right
doing?
on.
I don't know about Las Vegas, but it's really hot, and we actually have a curfew tonight at 8 p.m. Yeah.
Yeah,
We saw that. I think you guys might be the first state to actually put that in place.
Yeah.
It's going all over, but we have Scottsdale. Yeah. Yeah. They wouldn't hit Scottsdale. They're riding there. So I mean, it's like they.
Well, it's because a virus and what is it? A killer
hornets.
murder hornets.
Murder hornets.
That wasn't enough. So we had to go ahead and figure out another way to lock down the world. Well, in Vegas just had a whole mess the last couple nights, and we're trying to get it open next week. So who knows how that's going to affect it?
Yeah.
So okay. So in the let's see, in the upper corner, we've got Kevin and Will. Bottom left, we've got Jeff. Bottom right, we've got Scott. Wanted to give everybody kind of a, and then there's us. So I know, Kevin, you've had this band for quite some time now. but this is the latest incarnation that's been a little over a year, right? Couple years?
Here.
Yeah. So how did you four get together?
How do you do? Well, Will was the first one, and we played in the '80s. We played in the Blondie tribute band together, and this is like in about 2015 or so. Yeah, about 5 years ago. Yeah, and then it was just like, hey, you know what I mean? Like, why don't you come over and play guitar with the Earps? And he's like, okay. Well, it was funny because they lost the guitar player. If you don't mind me saying, they lost the guitar player, and I was playing bass in a Blondie band, and then. Make a real long story, a little longer, but not too bad. We needed a guitar player, so we brought Kevin in, who was at that time the boyfriend of the singer. Right. Now he's married to the Blondie singer for what, 5, 6 years? Yeah, 6 years now. And so anyway, he came in. His Earps band needed a guitar player, and I guess it was we did a swap. Yeah. And I said, oh, I play guitar. No, I play guitar. So I came on over. We got together, and then it's like from that point, just the band revamped. Oh. Yeah. And then Scott.
Is that how you guys remember this? Yeah, they're really quiet. Yeah.
Okay.
You gotta like turn everything up really loud.
It is.
Yeah, Scott was hired for the Blondie band. He was the Clem Burke of our Blondie band, and so basically, when we were recording Jackass Acres, when we were recording that, he came on board because. He's like, all right, we had our original guy like that for like years, and he didn't want to do it this and that. So it was like, well, the heck with him. Scott, why don't you come over and lay down the tracks? Like he was going to be a studio drummer only, because he was with our Blondie band. Right. And then it turned out it was perfect, and we kept going, come on, Scott, you got to join the band. You got to join the band. So during the recording process of Jackass Acres, and then in the middle of that, then Jeff came on board. So it was really kind of a weird type of thing how it happened because some dude got completed. So we're like, Jeff, what are you doing? I saw him play with Scott, though. I went out to see Scott as a friend, see a country band he was filling in for, and Jeff was the bass player. Remember that? What was that place downtown, Scott? Where you played above the bar?
Yeah. I heard the name Scott. I didn't really hear any other words you just said.
Oh, let me talk.
I heard it. I'll take it over from here. So I was playing with a country band in town, and I was playing with a local country band in town, and we had Scott played regularly with us as the fill-in drummer, and Scott and I have been good friends for like 10 or 12 years. And so, when I left that country band, the first person I called was Scott, and I said, hey, I'm looking for something new. And he said, I just joined the Earps. Maybe you remember even Will came out to one of your country shows a couple of weeks ago. And from there, I remember, Scott kind of said, sent me some of the music to listen to, and I fell in love with it right away. I had played with country bands and punk bands in my past, so it felt just was a natural fit. And he said, call this guy. So I pick up the phone and I call Kevin, expecting to maybe just, talk for, 2-3 minutes. And, in typical Kevin and Jeff fashion, if you give the two of us a phone and a conversation, we'll talk for an hour and a half. And so we had a great conversation, and we picked up the songs to learn. And I showed up for that first rehearsal with these guys who, it's really, any guy that's the new guy in the band will always tell you how tough it is to jump on board. These guys have been doing these songs for so long, and I just had to first learn them. So it was great, though. I mean, these guys made me feel welcome from day one, and it just took off from there, and we've been brothers ever since.
Personality-wise, you fit in immediately. Even musician-wise, you just it's all been. Well, because with yours, we have 1 foot in country anyways, and like 1 foot in funk anyway, so it's like chocolate and peanut butter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Third foot is in rock and roll. Right?
Yes, Scott's got the right idea. What?
Yeah. Are you guys talking to a wet sponge or?
It's an invisible blanket on the thigh mat.
And I even hate to ask this next question because Kevin's going to have to answer it again. So we're all going to have to get up here like this. How did you come up with the name? What made the Earps? Was it an Arizona thing? Was it a Wyatt Earp thing? You love the country, the Cowboys? What was it?
Actually, it was all of the above, and I hope you can hear me like speaking on this. But I knew that when I was in Seattle, when I lived in Seattle, I knew that I wanted to start a band, something kind of edgy or whatever. And it just it's just like what would be kind of cool, what would give like somebody who would see that name, what would it be? And so it's just like, all right, what's like a one-syllable word, because I always kind of like that, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And it was just one of those things where it's just like, the Earps, the gunfighter, they're the Tombstone guys, pretty cool, and it was just like, and Arizona was the territory at the same time, so I just kind of figured, you know what, I'm gonna go with that, and then like I wasn't even sure on that because true story is I was actually gonna name the band Farmer's Head. You remember from 16 Candles? You remember that? Yeah, like you know what I mean. And it was just it was between the Earps and Farmer's Head, and it was just like all my other friends said, you might want to go with the Earps. It sounds cooler. And I'm like,
Yeah, good choice. Yeah.
And then it's kind of funny. Then 5-6 years down the road, I got like emails. I remember it was like a guy in San Francisco, and he was starting a cowpunk band and wanted to name his band that, and he thought it was the coolest name ever. And I'm like, sorry, I already got it. So,
That's awesome.
That's pretty much how it started.
So I know you guys have all played for a long time. I mean, when I grew up in Phoenix, and so around 1984, I was just getting out of high school, and I was doing lighting for a local modern rock band called Perfect Strangers. So I don't know how long you guys have all been in the Tempe, Arizona scene, but we were out there. We were out there playing with Gentlemen After Dark and different bands like that at all the original Long Longs and just all those. What was it? Devil House we did shows at back in those days. But what were some of all of your influences as you were coming up? I mean, you all landed in kind of a cow punk band, and I know like Scotty and Jeff, you also play in a few other bands as well. But what were some of your influences you guys were coming up?
Before you even get going, what's interesting, I think we all have very, very influences. It's not like we're all on the same page, but somehow we're like a Cuisinart. You throw in all the different stuff and it spits out something good because we really do have different foundations, I think, in our musical development. What do you say?
Well, we first when we came down and saw you guys perform for the first time when you played with Crimson Riot. A lot of our friends that came to see Crimson and support us stayed to watch you guys because you came right out and you were just a lot of fun and the music was great. And
if I could point out, we kind of kept him there because I actually lent that guy my bass that night.
yeah,
So we kind of had them as a captive audience, and so I'm glad your people decided to stay. But yeah, that was a really fun, unique night that we met you guys and met those guys, and two bands and one bass, and it was a fun little adventure there.
Yeah. So Jeff, since you're talking, give us a little background on some of your influences and.
So my influences, I grew up back east, and I grew up, very much a fan of, classic rock. I'd say my favorite bands are like Zeppelin and the Stones and stuff like that. Through high school and college, I listened to a lot of 80s and particularly pop, right? I just love a good song with a good hook. And so whether that was, something that was more on the hip hop side or more on the metal side, it's like, to me, it was always like, the hook of the pop song, right? Like Rock You Like a Hurricane by the Scorpions is a great example, right? They're kind of a metal band, but that's a pop song, right? That's a pop anthem.
Yeah.
Duran Duran, another one of my favorite bands that just kind of mashed a little bit of like techno and alt rock and dance and churned out pop songs. As far as my playing style, my first bands that I started playing in were country bands, and I didn't grow up listening to country. It's not in my blood in the same way, but I came to love it, and especially playing it. It was really fun. So yeah, those are kind of where my influences lie, and like I say, it's just made for a perfect fit with these guys in this band.
Yeah.
Cool.
How about you, Scott?
So so I'm the same age as Jeff. I think that's 2 years younger than you, Daryl, and grew up in the 80s. I mean, I was banging on pots and pans as a kid. I was one of those drummers who was doing it as long as I can remember. So I went through the typical Neil Peart, Stuart Copeland, John Bonham, all the drummers that all the prepubescent drummers loved and wanted to be. And that's who I was playing along with on records. But influences were I loved the Clash, and then I loved Prince, and so it was pretty wide range for me. it's just the bands I ended up always being in were kind of like the first main band I was in that really was playing out in Tempe was kind of a twangy, poppy rock band. And then one thing led to another, and through word of mouth, I always ended up in those kind of sounding bands because that was kind of the Tempe sound anyway. That's just what everyone was doing. So, as long as the songs are good, it doesn't have to be fancy drumming. It's just fun to play the music. So, I write a little too, so I appreciate all that, and I just like to add whatever is appropriate to the music and keep it simple.
He does what, Kevin?
He can play piano. He's really good at piano too.
Oh, okay.
That was my first. Piano was my first instrument, actually. Yeah.
So with all the time that you guys have had downtime, have you been writing anything? Are you looking? What's your forward once we get back and we get out there and actually start playing live again? What are your goals, or where's the focus? Are you looking at another full album with the four of you collectively and bringing some of that, Prince influence and some of that classic rock influence and all that in the punk rock stuff together and actually writing together? Or is there just like mainly one person that will write for the band and then everybody kind of chimes in?
Kevin's the OG. He kind of comes up with the majority of everything. I mean, if anything, I would say I would be the principal writer. But when it comes to everybody, it's just like I basically provide a skeleton. And I'm like, all right, somebody throw the nervous system on, somebody throw the skin, somebody throw the muscles on. Here it is. And then it's just like, I think I have a net, like taking somebody's strength and this and that, and like pulling it all, and like making something out of it. It's kind of like the conductor. It's like taking all the ingredients and working with what you have and like finding everyone's strength and then going from there. And but as far as like the future moving forward, for me, I'm all about the video content. I think it's extremely important to make a ton of video content.
Well, I mean, and it's a very visual time right now. I mean, especially these last 2.5 months, without people being able to get out and go to live shows. I mean, the more content. That's kind of why we decided to start doing this. And if enough people react to it and like what we're doing, we'll continue it and we'll keep bringing it. And in 6 months we'll revisit you guys and see where you're at, and as far as on the show and stuff. But we'll see how it all plays out. But I think you're right. I mean, every platform in the last 2.5 months have had to reevaluate. I mean, everybody jumped on the Facebook Live and started doing that and continually crashed Facebook Live. Nobody could get more than 100 people to watch without it freezing up. And, now, I mean, Kevin and we've got our mutual friend, Jim Dalton from the Peacemakers and from the Railbenders. We watch him every Sunday morning, and he's been doing his Baracho Sunday since this whole thing started for like 2 months. And he started out freezing, and now he's doing such creative stuff, and we're seeing that with so many others. So, we're looking forward to seeing yours. And this is a good segue because you guys just got added on to an awesome virtual festival that is going to be live on Thursday night, June 4th. You guys will be on it at 8 p.m. Pacific time, Arizona time. So tell them a little bit about that and what it's called and everything, and where they can jump in.
Okay. Hey, Jeff, you want to take this one?
Yeah, I got this one.
So we can hear you.
Yeah, well, exactly. Well, and I kind of was the one that I think that was just kind of scrolling down my Facebook feed, and I follow a lot of musicians and band pages and stuff like that out there, and I ran across this thing that's called As the Crow Flies Festival. And I'm like, damn, that looks pretty cool. Maybe we can find out about it. And I looked down, and it's a 4-day music festival. It's online. It's all virtual. Obviously, people are keeping social distance still, on the periphery. So. I think that they planned this to be kind of like, and again, it's a worldwide, it's a globally billed event. So, you couldn't necessarily travel and see all these bands, and they're billing like 60, 65 bands or something like that over the course of 4 days. And we applied, we got accepted, and we're going on the first night. We're super, super excited about it. And, like I say, anytime we get a chance to play before fans, is fantastic. And, admittedly, we've done a couple of these live streams. It's, it's one thing when you play in front of a bar full of people and everybody kind of cheers afterwards. And it's another thing to kind of play, in front of a online living room full of people. You finish the song and you don't hear the clapping.
There's no reaction. Yeah.
But we forge on, and we I think the fun is in making the music, and I think what people will see is they'll see, even though there's not really that crowd energy to feedback on in real time as we're playing on Thursday night at this festival, you're gonna get a whole big dose of Earps energy going on. So Will and I have been practicing our spin kicks, and we're looking forward to it. Man. We're gonna have a lot of fun with this gig on next week.
What's the window that you get? It starts at 8 o'clock. How long are they letting you each band play?
We have a 30-minute window, and we got a great set that we've already picked out. That's going to take us to about 28 minutes because we're told that at 30 minutes they just cut you off and kick right over to the next band. So we're going to make sure we come in right on time there. But yeah, we put together a great set, 8 or 9 songs that I think are just super high energy and just really the best of the Earps, right? Like we're going to get a lot of new people that's never seen us before, and I think it's going to be a chance for them to kind of experience what we're all about for the first time. So I think the set we put together is a pretty good, what we're all about kind of set list.
See, the lack of crowd is not going to be an issue because when I was a kid, I danced around my tennis racket all the time in my bedroom looking in the mirror. I didn't need a crowd.
Same. Yeah.
Just get one of those little applause buttons and just tap it after every song. Yeah. Just be in a stadium.
Exactly. Green screen it in the background.
We can go back to the puppets.
Yes.
Use the puppets.
I love the puppets.
Do you like that? That's a cool thing. I'll plug it right now. We had a video that we did called Jackass Acres, and I would encourage everybody to go on YouTube and check it out. That Kevin had this amazing idea. Kevin, is kind of the mad scientist of our group. And I remember walking into his place and seeing this notebook. And I open up the notebook and it's like everything's storyboarded out. It's this whole story of the song with puppets and everything. I'm like, what's this? He's like, oh yeah, I meant to tell you, we're going to make a video with puppets. And we're all like, what? And sure enough, 3-4 months later, we're getting these text messages that are like, don't bring your instrument to practice, but everybody wear a long sleeve black t-shirt because we did the whole thing in front of a green screen with puppets. And yeah, those are actually us operating our own puppets and doing our own stunts in that video. So everybody go look at the Jackass Acres video from the Earps on YouTube.
Where did you find the puppets and the perfectly sized VW bus?
I think we stole it all from Kevin's kids.
The thing was like the puppets were like presents for my girls, for my daughters, and like they didn't seem to want to use them at all. And the VW bus was actually something that you can sit in, like a small child can sit in it and drive around. Well, they left it out in the rain. It short circuited it, so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna cut the bottom of it out, and we held it up on a stilt. So all 4 of us were together like this with our puppets, like all like like talking around it and everything. It was pretty cool.
Well, we can say we've seen it, and it is awesome. It's definitely worth seeing. We'll find the link and we'll throw it in the comments down below as well. So, yeah. So Andrea's got a few questions. We actually were able to get some newer questions ahead of time.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
So one of them you've kind of already touched on. They're from Jerry in Orlando. He wanted to know, what have you guys been doing during the COVID-19 downtime, which you kind of already answered, but
any good at crossword puzzles.
Crossword puzzles.
You finished it?
Yeah, I've done at least 3 or 4.
And then he wanted to know any ideas on when live shows will come back for you guys.
Well, any time now, to be perfectly honest, we actually have offers to play certain shows, but we kind of feel it might be a little bit too soon. You know what I mean? It's just like There's a whole lot of people where it's just like, I get it. The venue owner wants to get back into business. I understand that, and they want to get people in the bars. But I try to tell them it's really hard for us to get people in the bars when you're like, hey, this isn't over yet. I mean, it's the down peak or whatever. But it's going to be tough for us to try to make people feel safe enough to where they want to go out. Social distancing, so it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
So, I would still say it's reasonable to stay another couple more months. So if you need like a time frame, I would say, I don't know, August, September. Or next thing you know, we pop up with a show in 2 weeks. Right. We don't know.
Yeah. Well, and I know my son posted a thing, and I didn't know if I was going to take it seriously or not, but I will. He wants to know if any of you guys are Star Wars fans.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I still think the original Star Wars is awesome, followed by the prequels, and the last, the last three that came out, the sequels. I don't even want to talk about it.
See, I'm the opposite. I'm the age of the original three that were just phenomenal. The prequels, I had a hard time getting through. The last three I thought were very solid, primarily because George didn't direct them. George didn't have a whole lot of writing with him. And my son will agree. So my son works for Lucasfilm. He is Star Wars social media. So if you follow Twitter or any of those things that are just Star Wars, that's him putting all of that stuff out. So
Right on.
I wasn't sure if he was going to be serious, but I took it as serious, so I wanted to find out. So
Yeah, absolutely. I can't think of anything better if they do one more Star Wars movie than maybe having like an Earps song playing as that thing comes across, that you're reading. It would be and you probably seen this and stuff, but one thing that I aspire to be is I still want to join the 501st and get my Stormtrooper armor.
very cool. Any parting words? We want to plug the As the Crow Flies 2 festival again Thursday night, June 4th at 8 p.m. Make sure you tune in so you can check out the Earps powered set. Anything else you guys want to plug? You're welcome to plug, side projects if you're doing anything.
Well, I don't think we're really doing any side projects, but we are definitely getting back on the horse, and we're ready to get rolling. I mean, as soon as everybody else is, it's just kind of like one of those things. We're just being patient as long as we can for, I guess. Yeah. We're just really aching to get back out there, just like anybody else is.
Yeah.
We're a live band. Yeah, I love playing live.
Yeah, it was perfect timing. We ended up signing with you guys, and then they put a shitstorm on us, and we're like, well, okay.
Well, we know that there's big plans in the works, and that we're super excited to get back out there a little bit and really kind of explore the relationship with you guys a little bit. We've been really, everything's been really awesome. You guys, by the way, you sent us. I'm gonna hang on one sec. You sent us the most awesome gift. And I'm just gonna showcase what you gave us, but these are kind of awesome. What managers will go and actually have masks made for you, right? But they actually have Earps logos on them, which is just as fantastic.
That's right.
So
of course.
Now we're advertising a little bit when we're out in the grocery stores and stuff like that. And like I say, we're just super excited with you guys and to explore this. And we'd love to come up and play some shows up in your neck of the woods, up in Vegas, and kind of
definitely
explore around the Southwest and just kind of continue spreading our music and bringing a lot of fun to people out there in the community. So yeah, it's a good time.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of really good places to play up in this area that I don't feel have experienced you guys,
Right.
And we want to get you in front of a lot of really solid people.
And we're totally into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Give up my
Yep.
crosswords and I'll start picking up the guitar. Yeah, I mean, the entire platform that we are built on is for playing. You know what I mean? Road shows, local, whatever. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah.
You can go to their website, theearps.com. You can check them out on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter,
YouTube.
on YouTube. Watch our page. We've got them up there with all their links as well. You can go that route. So guys, thanks for spending your time tonight with us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
A lot of fun. We look forward to many more times.
Yes, in person.
In person, yes.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks,
Take care.
Take care.
guys. Bye.
Bye now.
Hey, thanks for sticking around till the very end. We really appreciate you being here and checking out our little show. Once again, big special thanks to the Earps and lead singer Kevin for giving us the drink of the week, the White Russian that Andrea created for you at the top of the show.
Yep, make sure you stay tuned for next week's episode where we have a completely different drink and a completely different artist. All right, if you did like what you saw today, please like and subscribe to us. Just click the logo in the bottom right-hand corner. And if you want to learn more about us, we are on all social media platforms as well. All right?
Thank you for joining us. Till next time.
See ya.